Hi, welcome to Travis IT Solutions, and it's our sincere endeavor to explore the new generation ERP S4 HANA and its best practices. And we have implemented best practices in the area of process manufacturing, and in this presentation I would like to highlight the differences between S4 HANA and the regular ECC in the plan to produce functional area. So the agenda for this particular presentation would be what is S4 HANA. We would like to know basically, and then what are the 7 key things we should know before we choose S4 HANA as our ERP, and also the technical differences between S4 HANA and ECC, and differences in plan to produce area, functional differences in plan to produce area, and material master data in S4 HANA, new ATP logic in S4 HANA, MRP Live, the new concept in S4 HANA, what is the importance of production versions in S4 HANA, how the logistics batch management is redefined in S4 HANA, what are the implications of using standard sales and operations, and what is the roadmap going forward for sales and operations planning in S4 HANA, and browser based PI sheets, output management in S4 HANA, and lastly overview of Fiori applications. So first of all, what is S4 HANA and what are the 7 key things that you should know being a next generation ERP? Basically, the HANA is having in-memory computing, that is, it's very fast in-memory database it has. So the transactions what you do will be definitely much faster than the regular ECC. Since we have a faster database and all that, definitely a beautiful user experience you can expect out of it. And then the additional beauty of S4 HANA is Fiori applications. That means you can use Fiori to perform transactions using either your mobile phone or a tablet or a browser based application, where Fiori will help us in performing certain transactions without logging into SAP at all. And digital core is another greatest advantage, which can connect your ERP to social media, Internet of Things, and various business applications. Right now, the HANA is supporting around 10 line of businesses and 25 industries. And most importantly, HANA can also be deployed either on-premise or on cloud, depending upon your budget, suitability, and number of users, and so many other parameters will influence this particular decision. And nevertheless, it's more simplicity because of the aggregation of various tables within the database. So these are the 7 key things one should keep in mind as far as HANA is concerned. And let us look into technical differences between S4 HANA and ECC. The first release of HANA was delivered in November 2015, so we call it as a 1511 release, and the latest release being 1610, that is released in October 2016 with more enhancements and innovations. And enterprises now they can drive end-to-end digitalized operations across all mission critical processes of an enterprise. So let us look into the key benefits. The key benefits are the data model change in a significant decrease of aggregates and history tables, resulting in the following key benefits: increased throughput due to fewer tables to be updated and thus fewer tables to be logged. So whenever you are performing transactions, generally in ECC, more number of tables are logged till you complete the transaction. In case of HANA, there will be few tables that because of the less aggregation, few tables only will be logged. And because of this, obviously better and faster reporting, as most information comes just from one table. In case of material data, metal master data, there is only one table now instead of MARA, MAR, blah blah and all that. So MATDoc is only one table now, where you have more flexibility to look into actual stock quantities or anything that really gets calculated just on the fly. And coming to functional differences in plan to produce, the following functional areas have these differences in these areas, I mean to say. First of all, the material master data has been, fields has been changed to some extent to suit to our new table rearrangements. And there is another new ATP logic that has been deployed to improve the available to promise logic. And MRP in HANA is now, apart from the regular MRP, we also have now what you call it as MRP Live, which can give more flexibility in running the MRP. And production versions are now mandatory to use in case of discrete or process manufacturing. So how it is important and why they are mandatory, we will look into that. And logistics batch management is completely redefined and changed to suit to the new tables and all that also we'll see. And sales and operations planning, what is the roadmap for the sales and operations planning, and browser based process instruction sheets and output management, of course lastly the Fury. So let us look into the material master data changes as far as MRP and work scheduling are concerned. I will try to log into the system and show you each difference in case of HANA and in case of ECC as well. I will open both the systems so that you can have the clear-cut difference of the fields as far as MRP views and work scheduling views are concerned. I hope this information will be very useful going forward. Let us log on to the MRP HANA systems. In case of material master data, especially the MRP views, we can find the differences in case of lot sizing data tab, in case of procurement data tab, in case of bomb explosion dependent requirements tab, in case of repetitive manufacturing, assembly deployment strategy tab, and storage location in MRP4 tab as well. So also the backend database fields for these omitted functionality remains existing in the system. So let us see the differences on the S4 HANA and ECC. I will log into both the systems and I will show you the differences in a clear fashion. Let us log on to both the systems. This one is ECC and this one is HANA. In case of MRP1 view, let us go to MRP1 view here and MRP1 view here. If you look into both the views, there are differences. In both the screens, like in case of ECC, the unit of measurement group is there, but in case of HANA, this particular field has been removed because this is exclusively used in IS Retail only. So whenever IS Retail will be implemented, then this field will reappear, otherwise there is no use. And also you can see there are MRP areas being added here, so that you can run the MRP based on MRP areas as well. And coming to MRP2 view here and 2 view here, there are differences, especially in case of quota arrangement usage. You see quota arrangement usage has been taken out from here because the new logic of MRP will always consider quota arrangement in case it is defined for that particular material. So there is no need to separately define quota arrangement usage in the MRP views. And of course the bulk material has been brought up, slightly modified here. That is only the minor difference. And in case of MRP3 view, you can see the planning material tab is shorter here and planning material tab is longer here to accommodate 40 character material number. So that is one major difference in case of MRP3 view. And coming down to MRP4 view, there are many differences. For example, this selection method has been taken out because now the selection of BOM and routing will be based on production versions. So you can also observe the production version indicator is checked out here and the indicator is not checked here. And also in case of repetitive manufacturing assembly deployment strategy, the actual control, fair share rule, push distribution, deployment origin, everything has been taken out, and this will be fulfilled by REM profile itself now. And coming to work scheduling view, there are minor differences, like production version indicator is checked out again here, and rest of the fields are just rearranged here. No big difference. These are the major field level differences as far as material mastery is concerned. And coming down to the next topic is ATP logic in S4 HANA. So we will also see what are the differences. We will log into our HANA system again, and this is our HANA system. Let us open the table, go into C16N, and let me explain before we look into the tables. So basically what happened is, in case of VBB, in case of ECC, the VBBS table contained pre-aggregated sales requirements. That means this aggregation of the requested and confirmed quantities are being aggregated on a daily basis. Now the new HANA ATP logic, we don't need to pre-aggregate anymore. Therefore, this table is an obsolete table here. Instead, the VBBS will be used. The VBBS table will be used where ATP relevant requirement is explicitly stored. The old ERP ATP check code is also redirected to use VBBE. Let us go and check what is this table. You know VBBS table. If you look into these two fields, especially the open quantity and quantity for availability check, these two tables are being aggregated on a daily basis to find out the available to promise quantities, wherein now it is in VBBE table now. VBBE table, he'll show you these two fields again. You see open quantity here, quantity for availability check. These two fields will be used now instead of VBBS table. So this is how the new ATP logic will work in S4 HANA. And coming down to next topic, MRP Live. MRP Live is a beautiful functionality that is now available in HANA. It features an optimized for S4 HANA, and MRP Live reads material receipts and requirements, calculates the shortages, and creates planned orders and purchase requisitions all in one database procedure. So this minimizes the volume of data that has to be copied from the database server to the application server and back, which considerably improves the performance. So what is happening here is, in case of MRP Live don't write MRP list. So you will no longer see an MRP list. And multi-level make to order planning, MD transaction, MD50, if you remember, in case of make to order, we use MD50 by entering the sales order number and the line item number there, and it is not optimized for HANA, so it remains same in case of make to order. Individual project planning in case of MD51 is also not optimized for HANA, and the creation indicator for purchase requisitions is not available in MRP Live. So MRP will always create purchase requisitions, so there is no need to create separate planned orders and then finally convert them into purchase requisitions. So there is no need, so it will directly create the purchase requisitions for all externally procured materials. And the creation indicator for delivery schedule line is not available in MRP Live. So MRP Live always creates delivery schedule lines if a valid delivery schedule exists. So we will see how the screen will look like, and we will come to know what it is now. So if you get into the main screen, I will show you where the MRP Live button is there in case of MRP, in case of planning, and here is the new transaction code that is available to run the MRP Live, and the transaction code is MD01N. So if you click on this particular screen opens up, and you can see the real flexibility of running MRP. You can choose the range of plants for which you want to run the MRP, and also you can choose the range of materials for which you want to run the MRP. And the MRP can also be run based on the product groups, and MRP can also be run based on the MRP controllers, range of MRP controllers. And there is 3 types of scope that is available, that is for all materials, or only for MRP materials, or only for MPS materials, master production scheduling materials. And also in the planning we can include all the BOM components, even the stock transfer materials. If you want to include, you can include. And the control parameters have 2 things. In case of regenerative planning, just check it out if we are running for first time. In case of scheduling, you have 2 scheduling as that of in the ECC, like determination of basic dates and lead time scheduling. And in case of planning mode, we have only 2 instead of 3. There are another adopt normal planning data and delete and recreate planning data. Re-explode the BOM functionality has been taken out because we use production versions now, and you can save the performance log under certain file with certain name, so that you can run the MRP Live in a very flexible manner, which will really help the users and less confusions and more performance. That is the advantage of having MRP Live in HANA. And coming down to the next topic, let us have more overview of this. What happens is, in many cases, the procurement lead time is more longer than the time available to fulfill a customer demand. In this case, you must procure the materials in advance and cover your customer demand from stock. So you start this process by creating forecast demands that are interpreted by the planning run as expected customer demands. So this is the essence of MRP Live, so that you can procure materials a little bit in advance based on the expected customer demands. This is used to replenish stock levels. You then schedule the MRP run. So the system creates purchase requisitions that trigger external procurement on completion of the MRP. As I said earlier, the MRP Live will directly create purchase requisitions, and you can evaluate these results and make manual adjustments later on. So the business benefits, if you look into the business benefits, accelerated creation of purchase requisitions because it's no longer creating per planned orders, automatic detection of shortages because we already based on the expected customer demands, the shortages can be calculated, higher accuracy of purchased quantities. So because the replenishment stock levels are being monitored, so high accuracy will be there as far as purchased quantities are concerned, and cost savings through process automation. So these are the major benefits that you can think of using MRP Live in HANA, and it's really fast. And next topic being production versions. What is the importance of production versions in HANA? That we will try to look into this particular topic. The thing is, in case of ECC, the functional relation between bill of material and routing is the selection IDs. In case of S4 HANA, the functional relation between bill of material and routing and production version is the production version. So the customizing for date validity is no longer considered for bomb explosion. Instead, only bombs with valid production versions are considered during bomb explosion. So therefore, it is now mandatory for manufacturing bombs to maintain production versions for correct bomb explosion. So no more selection IDs being selected based on the bomb validities, blah, and all that. So you must have, it is now mandatory to have a production version with a valid bomb and valid routing to explode the bomb whenever the MRP run takes place. So the advantage is now here is that, so in case of S4, it has only one scheduling level, unlike in the multiple scheduling levels in ECC. So this simplifies the data and the logic, and the S4 MRP explodes the one routing defined in the production version, which can be a routing or a rate routing or a rough cut planning profile. So anything you can use in the production version. And also S4 planned orders and production orders have consistent capacity requirements. Apart from this, different scheduling levels make reporting on capacity utilization and capacity load more difficult. That is another problem of maintaining multiple scheduling levels in case of ECC. So user always has to specify the scheduling level. Since in S4 HANA we only maintain one scheduling level, it is easy to know the capacity utilization and capacity load better than ECC. In case of S4 HANA, it can easily aggregate capacity requirements originating from different production versions. So that is another advantage of having production versions instead of selection IDs. And two scheduling levels double the runtime needed for scheduling. So the runtime can be reduced because there is only one scheduling level now, and three scheduling levels triple the runtime needed for scheduling. So naturally, the more the number of scheduling lines, scheduling levels, I mean to say, the more the runtime it is. Now, since in S4HANA, since only one scheduling level, the runtime is only minimum that is just required for running for that particular scheduling level. And capacity planning in S4 shall be simple, because there are no multiple scheduling levels. The capacity planning becomes simple, obviously, and PPDS offers advanced capacity planning feature for more difficult planning problems. So going forward, it will be connected to PPDS, that is production planning and detailed scheduling, in which is being part of an APO session. And in case of logistics batch management, the maintenance of batch master data has been completely reworked and assigned to new transaction codes. So the new transaction codes carries the extension N. In case of ECC, if it is MSC1, now we should use it as MSC1N to create batch, and 2 for change, 3 for display, and 4 for change documents for batch. So the previous transactions now are obsolete, and we need to use these new transactions going forward in case of HANA. And coming to sales and operations planning, it will be replaced by integrated business planning. Right now it is still under development. It is not yet developed, not yet integrated. However, the standard SOP with the standard planning and flexible planning is still available in HANA. So once the integrated business planning starts supporting all SAP features, plus advanced statistical forecasting, multi-level supply planning, and optimizer collaboration tools, and Excel-based UI and web-based UIs, all this can be used once the integrated business planning module supports SAP going forward. And in case of the standard SOP is intended as a bridge or an interim solution which can be used until IBP is available as part of S4HANA. So right now there is no problem. We can use, still you can use SOP that is available within S4HANA. And coming down to process instruction sheets and electronic work instructions, there is no change in the functionality. So the same thing can be used if you want. And only difference is that earlier there are 2 types of PA sheets. One is ABAP list and another is browser based. Now in S4HANA only browser based PA sheets can be generated, no more ABAP list based. However, electronic work instructions has no changes. And coming to output management, then there is a new output management, because the HANA they are planning to use the ADS Adobe Data Server. Adobe Document Server is the new output management tool, that new output management framework for SD, FI, and CRM post processing and all that. But it is not mandatory to use this new output management. If you are migrating from ECC to S4HANA, you can still use the old method of generating outputs for all these modules. Otherwise, you can switch to new output management system framework, that is nothing but ADS network, ADS framework, I mean to say. So in case of ADS framework, if you want to use, you need to have a separate content server where these documents will be stored in the content server. Output is the new output framework. It will be activated by, it will be determined via BRF plus. BRF plus is nothing but business rule framework. So all the output parameters can be automatically determined via a configuration activity based on BRF plus. And there are of course benefits. The benefits being you can send multiple messages to multiple recipients using multiple channels at the same time. That is the greatest advantage of using BRF. And you can configure anything without the need of ABAP exits. So ABAP exits are required sometimes in case of other output management frameworks. Here you need not use any ABAP exits, and you can base each determination step on application specific fields that can be extended. That is another beautiful functionality. And you can use pre-delivered content determination rules to simplify run output control out of the box. And extensibility via CDS is supported. These are the major advantages of having the new output management framework. And last but not least, this is Fury. SAP Fury is actually a new user experience for SAP software and applications. So it provides a set of applications that are used in regular business functions like work approvals, financial applications, calculation applications, and various self-service applications. So to basically the SAP Fury provides more than 300 plus role-based applications like HR, manufacturing, finance, etc. when you open the SAP Fury homepage application. And you can also see a picture of flowers, because the name Fury means it is flowers in Italian, and then the Fury you can also use for better user experience. So the Fury apps basically are of three types, like transactional apps, fact sheets, and analytical apps. So the transactional apps, that means you can do variety of transactions for each module, and you can post the data like goods receipt or goods issue or any production order, or you can run MRP, or so many transactions you can think of. And then especially these apps and fact sheets are nothing but it will show kind of dashboards, but without any analytical situation. It is the fact that, for example, for this material it is 50 pieces short. That is nothing but the fact. So it will show some data pulling out from the database, and the fact sheet show the real facts of the particular production situation or any other this thing. And coming down to design principles, basically these apps are designed based on five things, like there are 5 design principles basically. So these apps are generally developed based on either on role based or responsiveness based or a simple based or seamless experience based and delightful based. So these are the 5 design principles while developing these apps, and all these apps will fall under either of these categories. And this is just a overview of what apps that are available in case of plan to produce manufacturing area. Fury apps for manufacturing you can have at production worker level, like confirm production orders, confirm production operations. Like production supervisor level, you have release production orders. Some quality engineer can report quality issue, my quality tasks, inspection lots, inspection point, master inspection characteristics, quality notifications, blah blah and all that. And production planner can have planned order, production order, process order, work center, resource, sort of transactional apps. So many things you can have. Apart from this, there are more than 300 plus applications that are available in Fury for running your business without getting logged into SAP. I thank you for your time and I wish you all the best. Thank you.